The loud crack of the slap silenced the entire cafe. Coffee cups stopped halfway to people's lips. Conversations disappeared. Every pair of eyes turned toward a tired single father whose face had just been struck in front of dozens of strangers. His little daughter froze in fear, clutching her tiny backpack while tears filled her eyes. The wealthy CEO who had slapped him stood breathing heavily, convinced she had just taught an irresponsible man a lesson. But standing behind her, the towering bodyguard suddenly noticed an old scar running across the father's forearm. His face lost all color. Within seconds, everything changed because that scar belonged to the man who had once saved his life. Before we continue this unforgettable journey, please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone who believes in kindness and second chances, and subscribe to the channel Journey of Kindness. Every small act of support helps us bring more inspiring stories to people around the world. The morning sunlight poured through the glass windows of Maple Square Café as people hurried to work. The city looked beautiful from the outside, but for 36-year-old Rowan Mercer, beauty had become something difficult to notice. Life had become a series of unpaid bills, sleepless nights, and constant sacrifices. Ever since losing his wife to a sudden illness 3 years earlier, every day had revolved around raising his 8-year-old daughter, Ivy. He worked long shifts repairing heating systems and electrical equipment, often returning home exhausted, yet somehow finding enough strength to help Ivy with homework before bedtime. That particular morning had started worse than most. Rowan's old pickup truck had broken down on the way to school. After walking nearly 2 miles with Ivy, they finally reached the cafe to grab a cheap breakfast before continuing. Rowan carefully counted the few dollars left in his wallet, ordering 1 sandwich and 1 hot chocolate so Ivy could eat first. He smiled despite his exhaustion because seeing her happy mattered more than his own hunger. Across the room, luxury entered with confidence. Celeste Harrow, one of the youngest CEOs in the city, stepped inside surrounded by assistants and her personal security team. She had built a billion-dollar technology company through relentless ambition. Newspapers praised her intelligence and discipline, but few knew how distant she had become from ordinary people. Every minute of her day was carefully scheduled. Every mistake around her felt like an insult. As the cafe staff rushed to serve the unexpected VIP guest, tension spread through the room. Employees hurried, customers moved aside, and the atmosphere shifted completely. Rowan paid little attention. His entire focus remained on Ivy, who laughed quietly while drawing tiny flowers on a napkin. When Rowan stood up to refill Ivy's water, his worn boot caught on the leg of a chair. His empty coffee cup slid across the table and accidentally splashed several drops onto Celeste's expensive cream-colored designer suit as she walked past. Gasps echoed through the cafe. Rowan immediately apologized and reached for a napkin, but before he could explain, frustration exploded inside Celeste. Weeks of pressure, failed negotiations, endless meetings, and personal stress erupted in one impulsive moment. She slapped him hard across the face. Silence swallowed the room. Little Ivy screamed, running toward her father as tears streamed down her cheeks. Rowan held his burning cheek but never raised his voice. Instead, he simply comforted his frightened daughter. The scene might have ended there if not for one man. Damien Cross, Celeste's longtime bodyguard, stepped closer to ensure his employer's safety. As Rowan reached down to comfort Ivy, his rolled-up sleeve revealed a jagged scar stretching from his wrist toward his elbow. Damien stared at it. His breathing stopped. Memories flooded back 8 years earlier when he had served overseas during a humanitarian rescue mission after a devastating earthquake. Their convoy had collapsed beneath falling concrete. Damien had been trapped beneath twisted steel, bleeding heavily with almost no chance of survival. One volunteer ignored every warning and crawled into the unstable ruins to rescue him. That volunteer had suffered a deep cut across his arm from broken metal while pulling Damien free. The scar. It was the exact same scar. Damien looked directly into Rowan's tired eyes and finally recognized the man who had risked everything for a complete stranger. Without hesitation, Damien stepped between Rowan and the CEO. His voice shook as he quietly explained that this man had once saved his life when everyone else believed rescue was impossible. He spoke with genuine emotion, recalling how Rowan had refused medical treatment until every trapped survivor had been pulled from the rubble. He reminded everyone that heroes rarely wore uniforms or expensive.